Good afternoon, friends. We had seen globe, we had seen latitudes, longitudes, we had seen yesterday a video of that also, that live presentation, that what are the lines of latitudes, and they're also called parallels of latitudes. We had seen meridians or longitudes, they're also called meridian of longitudes. Now we'll try to see certain important parallels of latitudes. What are those? And certain zones. So to start with, can you see this picture? I'll just zoom it out. Yeah. Now can you see this picture? Here I'll freeze it. Okay. Topmost is North Pole. Here 0 degrees we have equator. We are seeing all the latitudes on the globe. And in the south we have South Pole. These things we know. We had discussed these things that the earth is rotating on an axis. The upper part or the northern part is called Northern Pole and the southern part is called South Pole. It is equally divided by a latitude which is called as equator. It is important because it is the longest latitude, it is the central latitude, as well as the degrees or the marking or the measurement. It starts from equator, that is, you can see here it is 0 degrees, right? Okay, now the first important latitude on the northern hemisphere is Tropic of Cancer. This Tropic of Cancer passes through India also. And this Tropic of Cancer, the degree of measurement is 23.5 degrees north. Because we have latitudes on the northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere. So as we move towards north from the equator, it comes 1 degree north, 2 degree north, 3 degree north, 4 degree north. So henceforward, it goes till 90 degrees north. And when we come downwards, it comes 1 degree south, 1 degree, 2 degrees south in this way. So we can have, when you say latitudes, we can have two 1 degrees. One will be 1 degree north and the other will be 1 degree south. So on the 23.5 degrees north, we have an important latitude which we call as Tropic of Cancer. This Tropic of Cancer passes through India also. And also one more interesting fact, that this Tropic of Cancer divides India also in almost two equal parts. That is North India and South India. It goes from nearly, not exactly center, but nearly it goes from the center. Approximately divides India into two equal parts. Then when we come similarly 23.5 degrees southwards, we find another latitude important which is called as Tropic of Capricorn. So we have Tropic of Cancer in the north, 23.5 degrees north, and we have 23.5 degrees south, which we have Tropic of Capricorn. Now we count this in degrees because we had seen in the video yesterday, it creates a kind of degree from center to the equator. That is degrees. And also in between two latitudes, we have 60 minutes. We call it 60 arc minutes. So 23.5 means we can say 23 degrees and 30 minutes. We call it arc minutes. So you can write, you can also, as of now in class 6th, it is okay for you to write 23.5 degrees north. Fine. It is Tropic of Cancer. When you go 23.5 degrees south, it becomes Tropic of Capricorn. Now the last zone here we see, this is called as Antarctic Circle. You can see this line. This is Antarctic Circle. It is 66 degrees and half degrees south. 66.5 degrees south. Similarly, 66.5 degrees north is our Arctic Circle. You can see the dotted line. This is Arctic Circle. So now we have how many important latitudes? 5 important latitudes. Topmost is 66.5 degrees north. It is Arctic Circle. Then we have 23.5 degrees north. It is Tropic of Cancer. Then we have equator, which is 0 degrees. Then coming down to south, 23.5 degrees south, we have Tropic of Capricorn. And last 66.5 degrees south, we have Antarctic Circle. Okay, this is about these things. Now, further thing, can you see here? I just try to show you. Can you see here zones? This is North Temperate Zone. This is Torrid Zone. This is South Temperate Zone, and this is blue colored. This is called Frigid Zone. What happens when the sun? Here, suppose sun is there. The sun rays directly are vertical towards this area. In between Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn, the rays are vertical. So it's a hot area. Means the sunlight is more here. It is vertical. So the power of that, or we can say the heat of sun is more here. So this is called as Torrid Zone. Torrid Zone, and it is also known as, okay, as of now just remember Torrid Zone. So this is Torrid Zone. Then we have in between Arctic Circle and the Tropic of Cancer, we have a zone which we call as Temperate Zone. It is medium level because the sun rays are slanted here, very slanted. So the power of sun is not much here. So they don't find summers very hot. Summers are hot but not very hot, like in torrid zone. Then after this, very slanted or very less sunlight is here. This is called frigid zone. It's very cold, so we call it frigid zone. The south frigid zone is Antarctic and north is Arctic. Here we can see north temperate zone and south temperate zone. And in between these two tropics, that is Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn, we have torrid zone. This is all based on the sun rays, how they fall. Now you can see sun here, it is vertical in this torrid zone. It is slanted, little bit slanted in the temperate zone, and very less or no sunlight in the frigid zone. Clear? So these are the important latitudes and important regions or zones of the globe. Now we come to very important another point. We had seen one thing, that is we call as prime meridian. Okay, we'll zoom it out, zoom in. Okay, we'll come to this. Fine. So this is now clear, I think. The number of latitude, 5 important latitudes. First is Arctic Circle, then we have Tropic of Cancer, then we have Equator, then Tropic of Capricorn, and then Antarctic Circle. In between Tropic of Cancer and Capricorn we have torrid zone. Above this we have temperate, north temperate zone, south temperate zone, and the last, which are near the poles, they are called as frigid zones. Now we see, why do we use standard time? Now for an example, if you see, so we had seen earlier that there is one prime meridian in the longitudes, which is goes through Greenwich. We call it Greenwich Mean Time. The time on that particular meridian is taken as International Standard Time. Similarly, we have Indian Standard Time, which we call Standard Meridian. It is at 82.5 degrees east, because we lie in the eastern and northern hemisphere. Suppose this is equator, this is prime meridian, so somewhere here is India. It is in east and north. Sorry. So if you see, interestingly, from the end, east end, that is Arunachal Pradesh, to the west end, Gujarat, we have a time gap of 2 hours. 2 hours means sun rises here first. So when it is 4 o'clock here, if you say morning 6 o'clock here, it will be 4 a.m. here. So if anyone talks about this, then what will happen? The person sitting here will have his time 6 a.m. and the person here will be having 4 a.m. So what we do in India, we take a standard time, and that standard time lies in this standard meridian. The standard time lies in the standard, you can see the dotted line in between. So 82.5 degrees east, we have standard meridian. So all through the India, we all follow the time which is on this line. So our watches are maintained in that way. So it is called Indian Standard Time, IST. Okay, and the international time is called as GMT, that is Greenwich Mean Time. We are almost 5.5 hours ahead of them. So if it is 12 o'clock at night, midnight in Greenwich Mean Time, then we will be having a time of 5 and 5:30 in the morning. We are 5 hours 30 minutes ahead of them. So this is all about now, basically we know now what are the latitudes, what are the longitudes. Important longitude we know, prime meridian, which is Greenwich Mean Time. We had seen 5 important latitudes, 5 zones. You should remember the zones, that they are torrid zones, temperate zones and frigid zones. Then we have seen why do we need and standard time in India or any country, not only India, any country. So this is the way, because we have a long extent. The total breadth of India is almost 2,933 kilometers. So it's very big area. So the time difference will be there, because as meridians go ahead, the time will be different. So we have a time difference of almost 2 hours in Arunachal Pradesh and Gujarat. So to cover this or to avoid the confusion, we have a standard meridian, which you can see here in the middle, 82.5 degrees east. The time on this meridian is taken as, or this longitude is taken as the standard Indian time, or we call it IST, Indian Standard Time. With this we have completed the chapter. Now whatever was this, it's very clear, very simple: longitudes, latitudes, important latitudes, certain zones, and the Indian Standard Time, or what is the Indian Standard Meridian. Okay, thank you guys. Study well. If there are any doubts, you can ask me anytime. Thank you. Have a nice day.